Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. And today, as promised, I'm going to show you a second Halloween card that we made at card class last weekend. And this is really quite simple. And again, I'm using the designer series paper to do the work for me. So this is quite simple on the front, and then it's stamped on the inside. And what we're using for products today is the Spooktacular Bash stamp set and the Ornate Frames dies, and these two are available as a bundle for a 10% discount. And the Spooktacular Bash stamp set, it really has some really fun stamp images for Halloween. And for this one, we're going to do Eat, Drink, and Be Scary, and we're going to do these three jars right there. And then the Ornate Frames die. This set has 11 ornate frames. And I can see these being used for, obviously, other things, other projects other than Halloween. They're just great. They do work beautifully with this set, as well as with the designer series paper that is part of this whole Halloween. It's not really a suite, but that whole package. These frames fit beautifully on the images. So for today, we're going to use this large one here and this very ornate one here. So I'm just put those aside. What we have for paper is our base is basic black, and it's cut 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, which is your basic A2 size card. Then we have a piece of terracotta tile, and this is cut 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be our middle mat. And then I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And I want to show you. Here it is, 3 3/4 by 5. What I did was I cut 3 inches. So this is 3 inches and this is 2 inches. And I just flipped this over. So with one cut, I now have my contrasting designer series paper. Then I have a little strip of black, which is about 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and that is for the inside of my card. Don't worry if you've missed these measurements. They'll all be on my blog. And I do have a piece of scrap crushed curry and a piece of scrap basic black for my die cutting. So let's get started. And the first thing we're going to do is attach our terracotta tile. This is such a pretty color. It's one of the new in colors. And it's perfect for fall projects. We're going to attach this to our basic black. Okay, we'll center that up. Now we're going to take our designer series paper that I've already cut. Again, this started out as a piece of 3 3/4 by 5. And then I just cut it in half. And this top piece is 3, this bottom piece is 2. And then I'm just going to flip that over so that I have two contrasting colors here. So now, before I tape this, tape this down, I'm going to dry fit it and make sure I have it where I want it. And once one is in place, the other one will flow beautifully. So I'm going to keep this one right here, nice and steady where I want it. And I'm going to put some adhesive, some snail, on my top piece. And then again, still holding this one where I want it to be so that I don't lose my, my spot. I'm going to come in and butt this larger one up against the smaller one. And there we go. And now I'm going to attach this smaller one. And this is going to fit beautifully. When I bring it up to this one here, I'm still going to have my nice even border around. Now the next thing I want to do is take my strip of black, and I just want to attach that there because I don't want to have that unsightly seam. So bit of snail. Just going to attach that to the back of this and just put that across that seam. And it's already done, pretty much done. And like I said, this designer series paper does all the work for you. And I don't use designer series paper a lot, but I've been starting to do it more because it's just such a valuable resource. Now I'm going to do my stamping. And with some Memento Tuxedo Black, I'm going to ink up the stamp that says Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. And I just inked this up before class, so I'm going to get a nice crisp image. So there's that. And I'm going to put that aside. And while I have my ink here, what I'm going to do is ink up the image that has the 3 bottles on it. And on my Whisper White piece, right down here in the bottom, I'm going to stamp that straight down, straight up. Beautiful. Now I'm going to do my die cutting. So, like I said, I'm going to use 2 of the frames. And this frame here, I'm going to cut that Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. And this one here, if I can grab it, I'm going to cut out, oh, I need a bigger piece than that, I guess. I'm going to cut out this ornate frame right here. So I'm going to go over to my Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my pieces. There's my Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. And here is my ornate frame. Now I cut this one using my precision plate because it is so intricate. And I'm going to remove this intricate die from my paper using a new tool from Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up used to have this brush that you used to roll over your dies and your little pieces would come out. Now with the new catalog that came out this past June, they changed that product up a bit. They no longer carry this one. They now carry a multi-purpose tool. And again, it does come with 2 pieces of foam, which you'll need. And the brush comes, it's not a brush, the tool comes like this. It's called the pickup tool. And this end here has like a putty on it, and you use that to pick up pieces. And this end here has the paper piercer, which they discontinued the other paper piercer, but when you flip it over, it has a little spatula. This locks right into place, so you can scoop off like when you're using jewels or pearls or whatnot. And that's great. Then it also comes with this piece here, which it's a small ball and a larger ball. And this tool here, you use it to give dimension. If you are going to emboss on vellum, you would just trace your line with this and it would give it a nice definition with either side, the large ball or the small ball. But this piece here, the putty piece, comes off, and there is an attachment that you can buy, which is the brush. And you just put that in there, screw it on in, and there it is. Now I know that I use the parts of this that I use the most are the pierce tool with the spatula and this brush. So I keep mine stored in my caddy like this. And the other 2 pieces I just keep right nearby. But I use these the most, so that's how I store mine. But anyway, back to our project. So here I have, you can see I got a nice cut all the way through. I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to run that over my die cut piece, and most of these little pieces will come out. So, but this is as you can see, it's very, very intricate. And then see how beautifully that just pops right out? Put that over here so I don't lose it. And here this is. Now, if I have any pieces that got stuck that I didn't press hard enough, I'm just going to take my pierce tool and pop them right out. And as you can see, that took all of 3 seconds. So here is my intricate frame, and that's just beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is take this Eat, Drink, and Be Scary, and I'm going to place that in the middle of this frame, and you can see that these edges here all line up nicely, so they're matted. And then I'm going to add some more snail. I'm going to put this right here. Now, I do like to pop things up with dimensionals, but I didn't do that with this one because my thought process was this. When I put this in an envelope to send off, this is going to be raised if I put some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I didn't want to take the chance that these delicate little scrolls here were going to get caught. So that's why I left mine nice and flat. So my card outside is done. And now I just want to color on my inside. And what I'm going to do for that, I have my Stampin' Blends. And this one is ivory. So I'm going to use the thick end. And real quick, I'm just going to color in those bones. And because this is a thick tip, it just goes very, very smoothly. Then with my green, I'm going to color in my frog. And again, it goes rather quickly. And with my basic black, I'm going to color in my spider. And I had an issue trying to work around those little eyes. So what I tried to do was use the thin tip to get around his eyes. But you see, I wasn't really good at that. So I ended up just coloring in the whole spider. And he still looks like a spider to me. And so all of my stamping and coloring is done. So now I'm going to just attach this onto my card. Now I haven't put a different sentiment in this because I would like something that just says Happy Halloween. And I might just write that myself. So here we go. We have 2 cards, again, made just with a designer series paper and a very little bit of stamping and coloring. Said the other day, use your designer series paper. It really is a workhorse, and it does do a lot of the work for you. So if you have any questions about this project or any of the products, certainly let me know, and I'll be glad to help you out. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator with whom you work and would like a copy of the new holiday catalog, which has features beautiful stamps for the fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the winter, certainly let me know. Contact me through my blog at www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com, and I'll be glad to pop it in the mail to you. Thanks so much, and come on back here soon, because I'm going to have 2 quick and easy treat holder projects for you. Bye-bye.